Hello there, I'm Chrissy. You found my YouTube channel, Chrissy Love, where I review fragrance. Thank you for your likes, commenting on my videos, subscribing. That all means the world to me. Today I am talking about a house called ELOREA. And I'll admit I fell prey to some well-positioned Facebook ad usage. I saw they had their discovery kit for their Elements collection, and I decided for 30 bucks I would give it a try, and so I ordered it and I'm reviewing that now. I'll show you what those bottles look like here. So they're nice, good spray bottles, you know, average size. I think they must be like 2 or 3 milliliters, the usual thing. But with this, you get a coupon for a $30 voucher toward a full-size bottle. Now their bottles are $125 for full size, so they're not cheap. So we'll talk about if I'm gonna be buying a full-size bottle or not. But it is interesting, it is a Korean company, and I really like their philosophy. Their Elements collection is made up of heaven, earth, water, and fire. And each fragrance is inspired by a trigram on the Korean flag, which collectively they represent the 4 elements of the world: heaven, earth, water, fire. And the key ingredients in all the perfumes are sourced from distinct regions of Korea. So that's kind of cool. And I have to say, each scent is really an experience in itself. This feels very niche, and they are really experiences of places, feelings, times, and I'm really excited to talk about them. So let's jump right in. So let's start with Heaven. So Heaven has top notes of rose, pink pepper, orange, and bergamot, middle notes of bosang green tea, freesia, and passion fruit, and base notes of cedarwood, amber, musk, and vanilla. And on first spray, this has a sipping sugared green tea on a clay floor vibe. So I'll say it again. It smells like sitting on a clay floor drinking some sugared green tea. And all of these really do give a strong impression of an experience. So that kind of feels niche to me. This is mellow, it's slightly sweet, it's comforting. It's honestly the only tea scent I've smelled so far that appeals to my love of gourmands, because it has that right amount of enchanting sweetness. In the dry down, it still keeps its sweetness, which is very nice. So it has a sweet green tea vibe with an earthiness from the cedarwood and musk. So, you know, it's not a huge departure from a tea scent, but I think it's a really lovely rendition. Performance-wise, though, it does fade after only a few hours, so it needs to be resprayed. It's definitely a typical tea scent where they really don't have strong performance. Now, this is probably my favorite of them, though I'm likely not buying it because I tend to not reach for tea scents, but this is definitely my favorite of the 4. Next, we have Earth. Now, the notes on Earth are top violet, cardamom. Well, it says cadmium on their website. I don't know if it means cardamom or if cadmium is something different. And vanilla. Middle note of iris and gujong cypress, and base note of leather and sandalwood. Now, on first spray, this smells to me like entering a wood hut that hasn't been opened in a decade. Like, it has these vines growing around it, it's musty, it's earthy, it has green notes in there. It really smells like discovering a place that you can just hide away in, where you can feel safe and at peace. So it has kind of a meditative quality to the scent. And when I read the notes and see there's leather in them, I do pick it up a little bit, but that's really not the first impression I get. It's really that musty earthiness that I get up front. Now, in the dry down, of course, it's still very earthy and natural. So the leather and the green notes twist around each other for a very unisex leaning scent. It's somewhat masculine, there's no sweetness, and it still has that kind of dank mustiness that feels so niche. Now, performance-wise, it loses most of its charm after just a few hours. So you need to really respray it to revive it back into that vibe, that experience. But it is an experience that is something really unique, and I don't think I want to smell like this, but I really love smelling and experiencing it. Next, we have water. And that has top notes of bergamot, lemon, neroli, and mandarin, middle notes of potion, jasmine, ylang ylang, and white rose, and base notes of cedarwood and white musk. And I like this one a lot. On first spray, I get fresh ripe oranges, like they're still on the tree, and it's very zesty and joyful, and there's a little bit of rose that hangs out in the background. It's really nice. Now, in the dry down, that smell hollows out a little bit, and it smells more like a slightly dried up orange rind with some watery notes. So there really isn't any sweetness, so there's plenty of freshness. It has like zestiness, but the dry down is not quite as ripe and gorgeous as the first spray. Now, performance-wise, the production is very low, but it does stick to my skin all day, so I'd say it's more of a skin scent. So this is my second favorite because it is a more palatable profile than say the last one. You know, it's not like musty or dank. It's kind of like a fresh orange. But where it lets me down is really in the dry down, where it becomes kind of a hollow feeling from it. It's not really as beautiful a scent as when you first spray it and as it is for the first hour or two. So yeah, that's my second favorite. Next and finally, we have fire. Now we have top notes of jeju, lime, camellia, and nutmeg, middle notes of iris, violet, mandarin, and lemon, and base notes of leather, amber, rose, and juniper berry. And on first spray, this is like a floral scent, but not like one I've ever smelled before. It must be this camellia, since that is specifically found in Asia, which it smells like the whole plant of a floral, but a floral that I did not recognize. So that's why I would say it's probably the camellia that I'm smelling, because it's not really native to where I live. But I get florals, I get greenness, I get dirt, and the nutmeg kind of sits in the background, adding a little bit of spiciness. And in the dry down, the leather and the juniper give it this spicy freshness. And the citrus notes really do keep it feeling light, though it does lean masculine. But it has kind of interesting moodiness to it with like spice, floral, citrus. You know, I wouldn't say it places me in a particular experience like the others do, but it definitely has a moody niche feeling to it. Now, performance-wise, this is definitely the best performer of all of them. I can really smell it wafting around me all day, but I will say I don't really enjoy leather notes in perfume, so this is definitely one I don't really have any interest in at all. So yeah, that is my review of the Elements collection from ELOREA. Let me know if you've had a chance to try it. I'd be really interested to know other people's opinions about it. But yeah, I recommend the Discovery Kit. I definitely recommend starting with the Discovery Kit. Yeah, this is definitely niche, really interesting, unique scents. Well, I don't know if unique is the word. A couple of them aren't terribly unique. I think the leather note has been done a lot, and the citrus note, of course, has been done a lot. But I think that the combination is really unique. The quality is really great. And I like the history and the story behind what they're trying to do. So yeah, that's a fun one. So that is my review of the ELOREA Elements collection. Thanks so much for being here. Hope you have a very beautiful day.